Buenos días, buenas tardes, and buenas noches. Welcome to Business Matters podcast with Laura Nowlin. And today I'm here with my friend, Haith Johnson. So welcome to the show, Haith.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here with you. It's been a long time coming, but I'm glad we finally have this ability to sit down and chat.
Definitely, yes. And so, typically on our show, we like to start first that you share how you even got to Las Vegas, Nevada. How did you get here? Are you originally from Las Vegas?
I am not, and I've not been here that long.
Okay.
So, long story short, I know I look 21.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, you do.
I've been doing this for 42 years now. What is that? I've been in the beauty industry. So I started out as a stylist. I then transitioned into a celebrity stylist, and I began to do plays for hair and makeup for plays all over the country. And then, by the age of 24, I did that at 19. By the age of 24, 25, I wanted to come back home and get some roots in business. I opened up a salon. I met this gorgeous, amazing, handsome, smart guy named Henry Johnson, and we opened our salon together. Okay. And from there, we built a reputation of excellent customer service with no compromise because we believe that our customers deserve the very best. So that was our reputation that we had created for this company. My husband said, well, hey, you're not doing great customer service if you're sending them out to get hair care products another place. Let's be that one-stop shop for them.
Wow.
Let's create that solution for them that if the hair is breaking off, is shedding, it needs to grow. We have all the hair care products, and you're great at what you do, and you can make them look amazing. So we then developed our own hair care products, and then COVID hits, and we pitched those products to Walmart.
Oh.
And we landed in about 1,000 Walmarts across the country that looks like 35 states. So one year, I believe it's in 2022 or 23, we got a call, and they wanted to know if we would speak to other minority suppliers, hopefuls. And it was such an honor. So what we decided to do is absolutely we'll do this. And they wanted us to come to headquarters down in Arkansas to speak to 1,500 other suppliers. So in the process, they send a film crew to cover the store. They wanted to see, kind of peek into our world. They show a video before you stand up and speak. Anyway, long story short, we got a call 2 weeks later from an executive from the home office. They said, hey, listen, we found out that you had a retail store. Would you be interested in franchising your store model inside of Walmart across the country?
Wow.
You just have to pick one state, one store. I was like, oh my God, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was
gave me chills.
Yeah, 90 days later, we had sold everything and headed to Las Vegas. We chose Las Vegas because we just felt like this was a robust, growing community, and we did some research, and it was like, let's do Vegas. They said, if you take Vegas, we'll give you the contract in 3 days. They gave us the contract in 3 days. 90 days later, we were here in Vegas. We have launched our first store. It is doing amazing. It is 2 years old now, 2.5 years, and now we're working on our second location. So how amazing is that?
Yes, very much. I'm telling you, it gave me chills as you were saying the story. Definitely was the Lord leading you here to Las Vegas,
absolutely.
Nevada.
And the thing is, I have evolved, and that's what I want to share with other people too. Don't get stuck. Your company will evolve. And so we are an upscale beauty accessory store. So women that are going through cancer, women that have alopecia, veteran women. We give out free cancer wigs to cancer survivors, veteran women that have post-traumatic stress. We received medals of honor from Second Lady Karen Pence and Pamela Powers from Washington, D.C. They came to our store to present to us these medals of honor. So doing what I do is absolutely amazing. I wake up to make people gorgeous.
I love it. I love it. What do you think got you there? Like, what was the secret sauce?
My prayers, my faith, never giving up. Seriously, because it gets, and you can never forget your why. You can never forget your why because it's going to get hard.
Yes,
You're going to be tired. You're going to be $1 short. You're going to want to lay in the bed and say, why am I doing this? You're going to have those employees that just don't get it or don't get you. But you got to keep going. So What got me here is a lot of encouragement from my husband. You know, doing business with my husband makes the difference because, like the Bible says, when one is strong, when one is weak, the other one is strong, and we can encourage each other. But I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. The foundation of my prayer life, fasting, and having the resilience that I bring solution to somebody else. So it's bigger than me. I can't I don't get that privilege anymore. I don't get that luxury. When you get success, you don't get to complain and be successful. It's one or the other.
Right. Wow. Whew. That's very powerful. Yes. So then how long then you've been in this journey for 42 years?
42 years, yeah.
And it took you how many years then? 40 before you ever got to this point then?
I'm going to say 20.
20
years.
Because
20 years.
Because you're doing other things and then until you really started.
That's the one thing about me.
Okay.
I stay focused. I'm not selling girdles. I'm not selling pills. I'm not selling fish. I'm not doing cookies. I stay, even though I may expand and grow in the beauty industry, when God gives you this responsibility, my job is to conquer more territory in that industry. So I stay very focused and very determined. And that's how the resilience comes. The resilience of not quitting comes from, I've been here before.
Yeah.
He got me out of this, and he'll get me out of that.
Girl, that's my story. The last part is my story, but I will tell you that I find myself that the Lord uses me in different areas, but he doesn't let me go of the area that he's already put me in. It's like he stations me there, and then my job is to put a team in place and then go to the next one and then put a team in place.
You got an apostolic anointing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally, girl. And I have the gift of prophecy.
Yeah.
So yesterday, as we were driving to church, we were having a big challenge. We just started taking a course in church called Take Back the Land. And so it's very life-changing in the sense where you're dealing with all your past. And so it gets really in depth.
Almost dealing with the trauma.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it was only supposed to be one weekend.
It turned into
2 weekends because the class just had so many questions and so much going on that it was extended.
I love
and,
it.
There's prayers that we have to say around our home because as we're getting delivered and getting things off of us, we don't want it to come back.
That's right. You got to fortify the land.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so as we're driving to church yesterday, it was a hard morning. You ever have those hard mornings where it's like, we're going to church, but yet we're like, we're at it.
Absolutely.
And so my husband's like, turn over. What does that say? I go, what are you talking about? I'm looking at the car in front of me. What does what say? He goes, look over there. And I'm looking over there. He goes, there's these rocks that are all put together. And I'm like, Psalms 105, 15. And I couldn't stop weeping after that. I couldn't. I looked it up. I go, it's basically saying, and I don't remember the exact words, but it's to leave my people and don't touch my prophets.
Oh, yeah. Touch not my prophets and do my, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm.
I'm like, I start weeping, and it depends which Bible you're reading out of, right?
Yeah.
Which version, because you'll get a different verbiage.
Yes.
And I just start weeping. I'm in church service, and I'm just in worship service. I'm weeping. Weeping, and everyone's like looking at what's wrong with Laura, right? They're like, here, maybe we need to pray for her husband. But it was because those words just touched me.
What was it that impacted you? What?
I know that I have the gift of prophecy. And I'm looking at my husband because we're at it because, things are happening as a marriage, right?
I've been married 33 years.
Yes.
I got it.
So you completely understand. And so I felt that the Lord was comforting me, saying, look, I got you. Right. My husband looked at me. I go, how do you read this message? He goes, that these demons better back off.
That's right.
They need to be do not touch you.
My anointed and do my prophets no harm. And that's God's promise to us as walking in the prophetic, apostolic, evangelists, and teachers, that's the promise is, hey, look, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Your job is to hold your peace, and I'll fight your battle. Because at the end of the day,
he definitely fights my battles for me.
At the end of the day, the battle's not yours, it belongs to the Lord. And that's why when in business, when trouble and trials, situations happen to us, we do not go through like a non-believer.
Right.
We go through with hope, knowing that somehow, some way, God's going to get us out of this. Right now, 2 years ago, no, not 2 years, a year and a half ago, I was hacked.
Right.
Totally devastating.
And let's talk about that, because I want to say that I went to DC for a week. And I went talking about your story along with mine of being hacked. And then after that, I went to Carson City and trying to get people to listen, to hear our stories. Then I reached out to the Attorney General. Okay, well, you need to file, because we don't do anything. Here's a link. Go ahead and file it with the FBI. And so I want to hear your story. I want to go public with your story as to when you got hacked. What were the steps that you were trying to correct it? What's your story?
You know what? First of all, let me say thank you for this. Thank you for allowing my voice to matter with your voice.
Business matters, girl.
The Bible says that 2 can put 1,000 to flight and 3 can put 10,000 to flight. So together, as we unite and collaborate together, we only become more empowering to other people to give them hope. There's another side. You can get over to the other side. But I'm going to tell you, I thought my business was over. Now imagine something that we've built together with my husband for over 30-something years. In one night, your life changed. I want you to imagine being asleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, we have an e-commerce store. During COVID, I thought we were going to shut our doors again then.
Yes.
And can I tell you the truth what happened? I kept seeing myself in front of my camera. Every time I would pray, I'm like, God, I don't believe we've worked so hard and now we're going to close the company. What in the world is going on? And I would see myself in front of the camera. And I was taking off various wigs. I said, well, God, who's going to be taking wigs off? I'm not taking my wig off. What are you showing me? Stop showing me the lady taking off the wig. And God said, listen, you've been helping women with cancer survive, that have cancer. They're going through chemo. They're bald. They're devastated.
Yes.
You've been helping women with alopecia. Why do you think your assignment is over?
Oh, yeah, no, I felt chills. No, girl,
Yeah.
it's not over.
It's not
just
over.
now begun.
You're going to get in front of the camera. And in tears, I prayed for 3 days. And then I got me in front of that was my answer. And I told my husband, I said, Henry, I keep seeing myself in front of the camera. He said, that's it. I said, no, yeah, that's it, because you're not taking off your wig. I am. So long story short, we went from selling 12 wigs a month to 25 wigs a day.
Wow.
It was a game changer. And I built it on Facebook.
Wow.
30,000 followers.
30,000.
If we were short on payroll, if I needed to pay a bill, I had an everyday show that I did for 4 years straight, nonstop, faithful, diligent, consistent, Thursday at 4 o'clock and Saturday at 12 o'clock. But if we need to pay a little extra bills or staff, I wanted to do something extra, I would pick up a Monday show or a Tuesday show. The key was the consistency. So I kept that going till we got here in Vegas, and I still did them, but I just wasn't I didn't do Saturday and Thursdays. I just did Thursdays. So one night we had got up, we did the Thursday show. It was good. And so it's nothing to continue to hear, notifications. Ding.
Oh, yeah,
ding,
yeah,
ding,
yes.
Because we were getting sales, right?
Yes.
Well, imagine this. 4 o'clock in the morning. Ding, 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 ding. I'm like, did we go viral?
Right.
What just happened?
Yes.
So I pick up the phone. I looked and I said, $25, $25, $50, $100, $300, $500. I said, wait a minute. These are not sales. Oh my God. $1,000. We've been hacked.
Oh, wow. It was charging your card.
It was taking money
out of your bank.
Of my bank account. First through PayPal, but PayPal was connected to my business account. Lord, it was the most scary. I felt so powerless.
Oh, I bet.
I'm like, what is going on? So I shook my husband. I woke him up. And like the Superman he is, he jumps and he leaps out of bed. He runs over to his computer. He disconnects everything, our bank account, our payroll, our personal account, everything to shut there because it didn't stop.
Right.
It just kept going as long as it can go. So finally he cut everything off, and we didn't understand what had happened. I went to look at the page, and I said, well, where's my page? I said, hon. And what that mean?
He's giving me my 15-minute mark. Keep going.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We'll edit that.
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry.
No.
So imagine, I didn't know exactly what impact it really had. Henry looked at me. He said, baby, this is going to hit us. What do you mean it's going to hit us? He said, first of all, they took the page for whatever, because see, we didn't know nothing. I said, for whatever reason, he said, whatever reason, the page is gone. I said, well, babe, just email somebody, call somebody.
Right.
Pick up the phone.
Reach out to Meta.
Call Meta. Call them. We've been doing business for them. They take percentages off of what we do. Call Meta. He said, hey, there's no number for Meta. I mean, what do you mean there's no number for Meta? You got to put a ticket in, and maybe they'll get back with you in 24 to 48 hours, and they'll keep going and keep going. Anyway, we went back and forth with this stuff, and I'm like, Henry, this has to be a nightmare. This has to be a nightmare. So when we moved here, we built a warehouse because that's housed all of our inventory, and we built 90 days later our store inside of Walmart.
Yeah.
So me and my husband did a lot of the work in the warehouse because we would ship things out. And I'll never forget the day we was in the warehouse, and he says, hey, I've called, I've pushed links. I don't know what happened. So I'm like, okay. So I started praying, asking God, Lord, what is this? What is going on, and why did this happen? Now imagine Sunday night, you come home from church, you're getting dinner ready, the phone rings. Hi, my name is Detective XYZ. I said, oh, okay, hi, how can I help you? Well, I'm just calling to let you know that you and your husband are no longer being investigated. Huh, excuse me, what did you investigated? For what? He said, well, you're not being investigated because Homeland Security got involved. Got involved in what? Well, we see that you were hacked, and you were being investigated because child porn was posted.
Can you imagine?
No. Let me tell you what, not only child porn, this is the part I don't really talk about because this part makes me angry. And it was also hate, a posting of hate, not a hate crime, but it was
speech?
like, yes, hate speech. It was jihad, Allah lives forever, Jews must die. Yeah, just all of this hate speech and the pornography. When I tell you that is so against, first of all, I'm a woman of faith. Everything in who I am is to exalt and display Jesus, the love, the forgiveness, the power, kindness to other people. Are you kidding me? And then the porn, child porn of a little girl. Oh my God. Do you understand? I live to empower women. I live to make women strong, to make them feel like they can. So now this is on my site.
Yeah.
So they took it down, and the detective says, I'm sorry, but you'll never get your page back. And you have to I said, so you're saying I have to start over? You're telling me that 30,000 followers, actually it's probably 33 by that time, followers are just gone. He said, yeah, I'm sorry to say this, but yeah, I mean, you can have a case number. Here's, gave me all the information I needed. And Laura, I didn't know that how hard life could be after that. I'm going to speed the story up real quickly. We lost 75% of our income.
75%.
Yes. I thought we was going to have to do bankruptcy. I thought we were going to, again, I tried to keep my staff and my team. So we would pay, because remember, he disconnected our payroll. So all of that became a messy ball.
Oh, I bet.
Right?
I bet.
So we had to pay them out of directly, I'm trying to keep as much help as I can.
Right.
So I'm paying them out of my personal account for 3 weeks. They still end up leaving. And I'm out of an employee, and I'm out of money because one post crippled our company. One post. So I didn't realize how much it had hit us until we had to release our warehouse. And what that looks like is we can't afford to rent anymore because that e-commerce store paid for that warehouse.
To house everything.
Yeah. So we didn't want to. I got a good reputation with my bankers, my credit scores. I didn't want a bad reputation with my landlord who I was leasing out from. So I called them. I told them what happened. And everyone who I had a contract with was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, this is horrible that happened to you. I am so sorry.
I hate to hear
this.
this.
I hope you recover."
Yes.
And so we just became proactive. We put the warehouse on Craig's. 3 days later, a team, husband and wife team, called and they rented it out for the next 7 months. So that kept us going.
Good. Subleased.
This is the end of the story in a nutshell. I then felt it when we had to turn those keys over to them, all what we had worked for to establish that warehouse and my company. Laura, I laid in the floor for 3 hours and I just cried because I said, it's over. How do you recoup from this? I would do a live and 2 people watch. I went from 200 to 300 people. One time I had 1,700 people watching me to 2 people. And then one. And that one was my husband because he was in the
He was in the other room.
He was in the other room saying, "Babe, you can do this.
You got it."
I want to say to Meta, we got to do better.
Yes.
We got to do better. We as a small company need to know that if we're coming on your platform to do business, we're building your business with our business.
Yes.
So let's
collaborate.
Absolutely.
It's a business partnership.
So let's collaborate together. It can be done. If someone can figure out how to get in my account, you as Meta, as the owners and the founders and the creators, have to figure out a way to keep them out.
Let me ask you, did you even try to reach out to Meta? Because then I'll share my story of what happened to me.
I reached out for 6 months, 3 to 6 months.
How? Did you follow all their little process? Like, here, then go here, then connect it to Instagram, then go here, then go here. And then there's really no one you can talk to.
No one, ever.
And you're going in circles. You're going in circles.
Constantly.
It does you no good.
And so that's when I started thinking, well, is this even a real company?
Right. I thought the same thing.
Is this AI? Why aren't they don't even care about customer service.
Right, they don't.
I said, okay.
They're too big.
So now I'm okay. You've made your decision. I have a responsibility and assignment to build a company.
Yes.
So no, we did not get people. I had a friend call me. She was a manager to some major celebrities. And she said, hey, this happened to Shaka Khan. And this happened to XYZ celebrity. And this happened to this celebrity. And this person was able to help them. Maybe they'll help you. Here's this number. We call. And he says, yeah, I was able to get Shaka Khan back. I don't even know if I should say that. Don't even use her name. But that's between me and you. But he was able to get her page back, but not the followings. Not as many. Something happened where something was stagnant. So my point is, he helped us, but he's like, guys,
There's not much you can do.
He just said he has a background at FBI and all this other. He said, I'm sorry, but it's really, I don't know how to help you. This is almost close to impossible because no one from Meta will get back with you.
Right.
And so that's the part. I just want to hold them a little bit more accountable.
Yeah, I would love to see that the administration would do something, put a policy out there, something to protect us.
How about just show up as humans? Just show up as a human.
That would be great.
Yeah,
have someone in customer service.
Period.
So what happened to me also over the weekend, I started hearing click, click, click. I know I didn't sell anything because I don't sell anything on Facebook. But I'm like, what is weird? I go, who's trying to log in different states into my account?
That's it.
So I'm like, hold on a second. And so then I start checking, and I don't really know what to do. I'm going to church. It's on a Sunday, trying to deal with this, but I don't really know what to do. So I'm trying to say, nope, it's not me. It's not me. By the time I get out of church, they've already connected my Facebook account with their Instagram. So then they go ahead and they post porn. So then Facebook then locks me out for 160 days, right? So then I'm like, okay, well, maybe Meta can help me. I kept going in circles, in circles. My daughter-in-law was trying to help me. Maybe it's just you because you were a little old. Here, let me help you. I'm like, okay, help me. She was helping. She was like, we can't get in. Yeah. Then my daughter, it's just, you guys aren't that savvy. Let me help you, right? Then she gets me. And so we're like going through it. She goes, what the heck? She goes, wait a minute. Here's a meta number. Let's call the meta number.
Got it.
Call the meta number.
What
and
happened?
Then, oh yeah, this is meta, blah, 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 right? And it goes, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and send you this link. I need you to go ahead and accept it so I can get onto your phone. My daughter's like, hello, no. I go, hold on, Meta, can you please give me your Meta operator number? They hang up on me.
Oh, my.
I'm like, great. So I got another hacker?
Yep. So let me tell you what happened to me. I called a number that we found on Google.
Yes.
And they said, we'll help you, but you got to send us Bitcoin money.
So what the heck?
I'm like, this is getting worse than worse.
Yes.
Worse than worse. Yeah, I've been there.
So then I reach out to Dr. Mac Jackson Jr.
Oh, okay.
He does IT. He does cybersecurity, right? I reach out to him. He goes, well, let me see how I can help you. And he's in there. He's like, what the heck? He goes, this is happening quite often to many people, right? Days go by. I'm like, what am I going to do? I lost my Facebook page, all my following. Here I am trying to really get my business matters up and running. And I'm doing it on attaching it also to my personal where I have all my connections for years, right? And so then after that, I get a call from Dr. Jackson. He's like, Laura, he goes, I want to see if you'll go on the news. I go, are you serious? He goes, yes. He goes, I've been on the news. And I said, hey, he goes, I have someone else because a bunch of us have been hacked.
And that's how we get this done, Laura.
Yeah, and so we did that, but still nothing. And so now that I was, I was blessed enough to have the United States Secretary of Labor come out and visit, and I told her one of my things is that I do represent the small business community. I really feel that I'm an advocate, feel that that's what I'm being called to do.
I love this.
Right? So when I told her, I go, I have a laundry list of things that I would love to bring to your attention. However, it doesn't even pertain to you. It doesn't have anything to do with her department. And so she agrees. She goes, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and send it to my staff? I said, okay. Now she's offering, right? So then I send it to her staff. These emails that I get back, it doesn't pertain to the United States Secretary of Labor, which I already knew. They go, you need to reach out to your legislators.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I went to D.C. to talk to them. I went to Carson City to talk to them. I've reached out to the Attorney General to talk to them. I reached out to my Congress, Dina Titus, haven't even gotten a response back. So I've already done that. So finally, I get someone to call me on Friday and saying, you know what? We're talking to Meta. Meta's going to help you. But see, it's not about me. Yeah. It's not about me. Yeah. And you know what he tells me? He goes, and all the other issues, can you please take it to your congressional? That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking someone that has that connection of Meta. Go to Meta and tell them this is an issue that we have that's going on, I'm sure, worldwide. I'm sure we're not the only state.
Sure.
I'm sure we're not the only stories out there. There are a lot of stories.
We're not the only businesses.
Right. We want them to hold them accountable. So he did, and I want to say I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that someone would even reach out to me and say, here, Laura, let us help you.
Right.
But it's not about me.
And it has to be enough where responsibility is taken.
Yes.
Because you take our checks, you take our money, you take our time, you take our content.
Yes.
You take our following.
Yes, our following.
So all I'm saying is, let's work together.
Absolutely.
Let's work together, Meta. Let's figure out a way, even if you create a council, a board, we'll be a part of the board. We'll be a part of the council because real life happens to us. And I'm sure Meta wants to be more responsible.
I'm sure they do.
For the small businesses that are connected to Meta and do millions and billions of dollars on Meta.
No, I agree. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I do wish you much success. And I know that the Lord's got us.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you that when I get ready to respond to that email, I don't want to just include my story in there. I want to include yours.
I appreciate
But there are so many more stories out there that it's not just about us.
Yeah.
It's about our small business community.
Yep.
So Thank you so much. And Meta, hopefully you watch and hopefully you're able to do something. And believe me, if we see results, we'll be more than happy to also come on again and talk about all the great things that you've done for us.
Yes.
Thank you. Until the next time.